amazing movie. Lyric said that I should say something maybe personal about Owen Royceman, my relationship with him, and it's very fitting actually that I'm introducing this particular movie because this movie, I think, more than any other, reminds me of Owen, but maybe not for the reason that you think. Owen and I, when we were at the American Society of Cinematographers Clubhouse, we were sitting and chatting, and I was asking him questions about The Exorcist, how he did certain effects, like how he got the light streaming from the second floor to backlight Father Merrin when the shade on the window is closed. You know, and I'm not going to tell you how he did that right now. I'll tell you that some other time maybe. But things like that we were talking about, and Owen told me about shooting The Exorcist in Georgetown, Washington, D.C. And his son, Eric, who was, I think, 5 or 6 years old at the time, was out there on location with him, and they had a teenage girl, I think a 17-year-old Swedish au pair, taking care of Eric during the day. And one day, Eric said to her, "Let's play husband and wife." And she said, "Okay, how do we do that?" He said, "I'll be the husband, you be my wife, I'll come home from work, you ask me how my day was." And she said, "Okay, fine." So Eric went outside and then came back in the door and she said, "Hi, honey, how was your day?" And he said, "Damn that William Friedkin, what a son of a bitch!" Now, I happen to know for a fact that Billy Friedkin and Owen really love and respect each other, so I have to think that was just a bad day. But every time I see Network and I see Peter Finch going, "I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore," I think affectionately of Owen. In my foreword to the 10th edition of the American Cinematographer Manual that I edited, I wrote that Owen Royceman is the heart and the soul of the ASC. And he, even though he just did one term as president, his influence and his guidance really moved the ASC into the future, and in very subtle ways. We had 2 Asian presidents at the ASC. People may not remember that. Darren Okada served 3 terms as president, 3 consecutive terms, and then I served 3 consecutive terms as president. And this was during a time when Hollywood hadn't quite gotten around to figuring out, diversity, equity, and inclusion is kind of important. We should have this in our organizations. But the ASC was already doing that, and that was largely the influence of Owen. And when I told Owen when I was president that, you had 2 Asian American presidents in a row, that says something. That's important. That says something to the industry. And Owen told me, "You're not president because you're Asian. You're not president because you're a figurehead for something." He said, "You're president because you're the best person for the job." And that kind of equity to Owen, it didn't matter what you look like. What mattered to him is that you stood up to the plate and you're the best person for the job. And that's my memory of Owen. And you see that in the AAC now. You see it reflected in the makeup of the Board of Governors and the officers of the organization. So, he had a profound effect on all of us. So thank you for coming to the screening of Network. And thank you for supporting the American Cinematheque in the celebration of the life and career of Owen Royceman, ASC.